guys, it's Sandy. So I wanted to get on here. I haven't been on YouTube for a little while because I got sick. Started off with a sinus and respiratory infection and went into bronchitis, and I felt terrible for a little while. So now I'm finally back. If my voice gets a little raspy, I feel fine now, but I do have a little bit of a raspy voice still, but I'm just glad to feel better again. And let me tell you something. We take our health for granted until we don't have it. But without your health, you have nothing. So it's so important to take care of your health. Well, I'm going to talk today about weight loss and 5 specific things that you can do to lose weight that really do work. So you know that I've been on an intermittent fasting journey, and I have lost a decent amount of weight now because of intermittent fasting. I just feel so good too. Got a lot of the inflammation out of my body. And I do the 16-8, 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of an eating window. And in one of my videos, I told you that I was switching things up a little bit, and I was eating low carb on 2 days a week also, and then just eating regular carb on the others. And that's just to keep my body kind of mixed up, because your body also becomes accustomed to doing the same thing all the time. So I started doing that so that I could mix it up some on my body. I'm not interested in doing keto and low carb all the time, but I wanted to do something. Low carb, Monday and Tuesday. Those are the 2 days a week that I do back to back. It's working out great for me, and I'm seeing good results in my body with it. So let me share 5 things that I have really learned that truly are so important in weight loss. So number 1 is, everybody knows this, but not everybody does it. It's move your body. You have to move your body, and you have to do it all day long. So if you're somebody who sits at your job all day, make sure every hour or 2 you get up and you move a little bit. And then one of the absolute best things you can possibly do for your body is to walk. It's simple. You move your legs and you walk. You don't have to constantly do these hard workouts or anything like that. Walking is so perfect for a body. Try to do it at least 3 days a week. Get out and walk. I love to walk. It's something that I started really incorporating. Makes me feel good. It's good for your mental health. It's good for your physical health. It's good to be outside and get vitamin D. I'm saying walk outside. Yes, you can walk on a treadmill also. I prefer to walk outside, and I do it in a fasted state. As much as I can, I do it in a fasted state, because what happens is I like to walk in the morning. Whenever I've been asleep all night, then my body's already been into a fasted state. So then I just piggyback right off of that. And while my body is still in a fasted state, then I can do a workout or I can take a walk, and it'll just continue to burn that fat in my body because I'm, working out fasted. So that works really well for me. I have listened to so many different professionals that say it is perfectly healthy to work out in a fasted state. So that's when I prefer to take my walks. And another time that is really, really good to take a walk is right after dinner. So walk for 20 minutes after dinner, and it just gets your digestion really going if you take a little walk after dinner. Number 2, this was a big one that I was doing wrong, is you have to eat enough protein during the day, and you need to eat protein with every meal. So what protein does is it doesn't spike our insulin much at all. So it keeps your blood sugars low, but it gives you that feeling of being full and feeling satisfied, because you've got to have that protein. And if you want to build any muscle and keep your body from breaking down muscle, because if it doesn't have food, you want it to use fat, you don't want it to use muscle. So you've got to make sure that you have protein in your diet. I was not eating enough protein. I didn't realize that, but I do now. I was not eating enough protein. Make sure and put protein with each of your snacks, each of your meals, however it is that you eat during the day. I eat in an 8-hour window. I usually eat 3 meals in that 8-hour window, or I eat 2 big full meals and a snack. So I make sure that I put protein in that. Now, you know that you need protein and healthy fat and carbs, just the whole balance of it together. But make sure that you are eating enough protein in a day. So if you're not sure what your protein needs are, look it up on the internet. Look at your age and look at your height and it'll give you an idea, man and woman, how much protein you need. But I realized that I needed at least 4 ounces to 6 ounces per meal, and I was not eating that at all. Number 3, this one I've talked before about, is choosing natural carbs over processed carbs. So I talked about this in the carb cycling video that I did. So I said that I'm eating low carb 2 days a week on Monday, Tuesday, and then I eat regular carbs the rest of the week. Now, what I'm eating as far as carbs is fibrous vegetables mostly, because I'm getting my nutrition from it, I'm getting my fiber from it, but I'm not getting a lot of carbs from it. So make sure that you're eating cauliflower and broccoli and asparagus and green beans and Brussels sprouts and whatever else you can think of, green leafy vegetables. Salads are great to have also. So make sure that you are getting your carbs from those sources instead of processed carbs. And then another tip is eat your carbs. So if you're going to eat a heavier carb, let's say it's a regular carb day, because I'm just talking about the carb cycling. So on the low carb days, when I'm trying to keep the carbs down and keep my body kind of mixed up so it doesn't know what I'm doing every day, on those days is when I eat a lot of those fibrous vegetables that are low carb, but they give me a lot of nutrition. And then on the other days that are just regular carb days, that's where I can add in my brown rice, my quinoa, my oatmeal, those kind of things, the sprouted bread, those kind of things I can add in on a regular carb day. But it is a really good tip to try to eat those kind of carbs, the heavier carbs, before 3 p.m. And then save your salads for after 3 p.m. So your dinner. So what happens is it just gives your body more time to use those carbs if you're eating them earlier in the day, rather than for dinner and then going to bed, within 3 hours or so. So just try to do that. Eat your carbs a little bit heavier or earlier in the day whenever you're eating your regular carb day. So the brown rice, the sprouted bread, all of that kind of stuff before 3 p.m. And then on your low carb days, get in a lot of those fibrous vegetables that are really low in carb but are just full of nutrients. And then on your regular carb days, you ought to still be eating a lot of vegetables. You just don't have to worry so much about where they land on the carb scale. But so many people talk about carbs being bad. They are not bad. They give your body fuel, and it is important to have some carbs, in my opinion. I know a lot of people do keto all the time or carnivore. I never even heard of carnivore before until within the last couple years. But if that works for you, kudos to you. That's how I am. I tell you guys that I want you to do what works for you, but I'm also going to share with you what works well for me, so that gives you some ideas also. Carbs are important to my body and important to my female health, and I need to make sure that I put some kind of carbs in every day into my diet. Number 4, very, very important that you make a plan with your food, that you know ahead of time what you're going to eat. Because how many times do we get hungry, we didn't have anything planned out, and we just start eating? And then we eat stuff that we either didn't want to eat or that wasn't good for us. And it's because if you fail to plan, then you might as well plan to fail. So it's that old saying that says that, because it's true. If you do not plan, you are going to fail. So have a plan in mind. Know what day it is. Mondays and Tuesdays are low carb day. Mondays and Tuesdays, I know what I'm going to eat. The rest of the week, Wednesday through Sunday, I know what I'm going to eat. It's regular carb days, but I have a thought in mind ahead of time, not 2 minutes before it's time to eat and then decide what I'm going to eat. But I already kind of have a thought in my mind. It takes the pressure off during the day. I don't have to wonder what to eat. I don't have to wonder if I'm going to get enough protein in. I don't have to wonder if I'm going to have enough healthy fats. I plan it out, and then I eat accordingly. And you guys, what's super helpful is, like, maybe on a Sunday, I will put a whole chicken in the Instant Pot and just let that cook. I'll put them in frozen, and then it cooks, and then I can just shred that chicken. It falls off the bone, and I have it for all week long. You can make quinoa ahead of time and have that made up. You can cut up your vegetables and have those already made up. And somebody told me in a comment that they put beef, they put a roast in, and they do that on a Sunday, and then they shred it and have it on top of salads and inside of tacos and everything all week long. Make a plan. It's really easy. Have some food ready and you won't fail. Number 5, how many times have we heard this before? Drink more water. It's so important. I know that sounds cliche, but it's really important. And it needs to be water, not soda, not tea all day long, or not some things. You got to get some water, that beverages with water in there too, not fruit juices. So what happens is you got to get hydrated all day long though. You can't wait till the end of the day and be like, oh shoot, I need to drink my water, so I'm going to drink it all at once. Your body can't absorb all of that. If you drink it during the day, then your body's going to absorb the water. And let me tell you something. Did you know that your heart and your brain are made up like anywhere from 75 to 80% water? So if you become even just a little bit dehydrated, your brain and your heart isn't even going to function as right, let alone the rest of your body and all the other organs that need water so bad, because we're made up of so much water. So it is really important to hydrate, and keep yourself hydrated during the day. And you know what? I'm going to throw a 6th one in there, because number 6 is so important, and it's sleep. Most people do not get enough sleep. You absolutely have to prioritize sleep. If you are not getting enough sleep, you are probably not losing weight either, because sleep is absolutely so important when it comes to weight loss. And let me tell you, attitude is important too, because you're the only one that can control your attitude. You're it. There are so many things in life that we can't control, but you can control your own attitude, and you can control how much you're putting into your mouth. Nobody else stuffs your mouth. You're the one doing it. So you need to control that, but use these 5 tips. So just to do a real quick recap, number 1, move your body, walk at least 3 times a week. Number 2, eat enough protein. Make sure you're getting the protein that you need in a day. Number 3, eat carbs. It's okay to eat carbs. Eat your fibrous low carb carbs on your low carb days, those 2 days if you're doing carb cycling also. Eat your regular carbs on your regular days, and try to eat the ones that are higher in carbs before 3 p.m. Number 4, have a plan for your food. Make sure you plan out ahead of time so you know what you're eating. Number 5, drink more water. Super important. And number 6 was get sleep. Whatever you need to do to get some sleep, it's so important that you get sleep so you can lose weight. Okay, you guys, I hope that this helped. I hope your intermittent fasting journey is going really good and you are losing weight and feeling so much better. And until next time, I'm out.